Take your time, StreamYard.
Showing live for me, mate.
Oh, okay, don't mind, it is live. Yeah, don't mind, it's live, so I'm assuming it's the same for you.
Yeah.
But for people that don't know, obviously, Nath, is it Nath? The Game Shack. Obviously, passed the duties over to me. So clearly, I'm doing the same right for it to pass it over to me. But obviously, there was one rule, and that was to have a guest. So my guest for this lovely live pickup video is the very rugged but very gorgeous Paul, the Northerner.
Thank you. I can't say anything else other than thank you for those words, Billy.
Well,
how's it going?
I know beauty when I see it, mate, and you're a beautiful man.
Well, my missus thinks so.
Well, you clearly doing something right. You've got a missus. So what are you actually drinking tonight?
Just some Heineken, mate. I'm back to work tomorrow, so I can't do any spirits or anything like that. Yeah, just plain old Heineken.
And there's me with the old whiskey.
You actually got good whiskey you've got Scottish whiskey, so that's a... What's your... what have you been up to today? Anything interesting?
Not a lot, to be fair. It's mainly relaxing and pretty much getting ready for this, to be honest.
Fair enough.
What about yourself?
Honestly, I went to a car boot that was suggested to me by Jim Corbana.
Okay.
I found one game in it. Jim might have had a bit more luck. But other than that, I've been playing Blood Omen again, to be fair, on PlayStation 1.
What's that then?
It's like a 2.5D Zelda-esque.
Okay.
Many puzzles as Zelda, but it's 2.5D. You play a vampire. It was the start of the Legacy of Kain series. I think it was 5 games in it. So, and I started it a while back, and I just not got around to finishing it.
Yeah.
But I've finished it in the past. I've just not got around to finishing it fully.
Yeah, let's be honest, with my PS1 selection, it's so fucking small, but it's sort of games that I like. So when people mention off games like, what's that? Have I seen that? Do I know that sort of thing? I think I missed so much that era. Obviously, being the age I am, I couldn't go out and buy games and things like that. But you've got a few people in the chat. We've got Aussie Game Zone Bird Room. We've got Donaldinho Plays. Obviously, I saw Jordy stuff again. He's in the chat. Big Game Al. He's in the chat. So, if I don't put your chat on stream, don't take it personally. I've learned with this position, every time I try and do that, my phone fucking falls forward. And I don't really want to do that. Well, not on this stream anyway. So who wants to go first? Do you want to go first? Show some stuff, or do you want me to go first?
It's entirely up to you. So, do you want Nintendo? Do you want blue spines, or do you want green spines?
Oh. I'll go green spines.
Right, okay. So I'll start with some OG Xbox that I've picked up. So it was my birthday last Friday, and
so yours Friday that's gone, or the one before it?
The one before, mate, 25th.
Okay.
So I went and did a bit of a tour around some of the CEXs near me and picked up some OG stuff. So I picked up a copy of Lynx 2004. I quite like my golf games.
I've got that on the PS2. think it's that one. Yeah, I think I like that on PS2. And you know what? I like you. I like my golf games, so it's worth. There's sort of games it's worth picking up, sort of thing.
And I'm in the process of getting the only on Xbox stuff as well. So I picked up a copy of Ninja Gaiden. Now this isn't the one that's backwards compatible. Ninja Gaiden Black is, which I already own. And then speaking of Legacy of Kain, I picked up the Legacy of Kain game that I've not played, and that is Defiance. So in this one, you can play as Raziel and Kain.
Yeah.
Because in Soul Reaper it changed. So let's go a bit more modern, just for all the retro people in the world. I also picked up a copy of Alex the Kid in Miracle World DX. So this
how does that play compared to the original?
It's bloody hard. I've put it on easy, and it is easier. But when I put it on sort of the next difficulty up from easy, it is really difficult. Yeah. So this modern game that comes with a manual, also has a keyring included. Plays well. Don't get me wrong, it plays well, and I'm not disappointed in picking it up, but it's bloody hard.
Yeah.
So we'll go to you then, mate. What
I'm going to do is I do birthday gifts, obviously, because my birthday was the Thursday just gone.
Okay.
And a mate of mine, you can probably notice above my head, this side, there's a few Funko Pops.
Just like that.
Yeah. And a mate of mine, he basically ordered one off eBay for me, and he got one from HMV, which I'll do the HMV one first, and that is Deathstroke.
Oh, cool.
Because with me and my mate, it's basically a running joke where, firstly, Deathstroke is probably one of my favourite Batman characters, but also me and him played, I think it was Injustice 2, where it was one of the Injustice games. I played as Deathstroke, and he played as like multiple characters, and I was on like a fucking 10-match winning streak, Deathstroke. So it pretty much became like a running joke. And the second pop, which is, I know VHS bootleggers might appreciate because they do like the wrestling streams. And my favourite wrestler of all time is Eddie Guerrero. Also, if you're a wrestling fan, you know who that is. And he's got me a Eddie Guerrero Funko Pop.
Nice. Is that one of the Chase Edition ones? It says something on the front, doesn't it?
It says special edition. So I don't know how special edition it is or what. But obviously, you probably can't say, but behind special edition is like a pin. I WrestleMania, I think it's like 21 or 20 pin. It's like initially I thought it was like that's a normal little logo, but it's not. It's actually it's pin.
All right.
It was like
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was so I now got to sort of shuffle around some of the pops and sort of trying to make space. So
have you seen the Deathstroke character in Arrow? I'm sure it was Deathstroke that was in Arrow. I quite liked it. It was played by the Aussie guy. I thought it was a good character.
I've probably seen pictures somewhere, but for me, like I said, Deathstroke is my favourite Batman villain, if you will.
Fair enough.
I've noticed James' own Birdroom comment about me stroking my beard.
I think it was because of the anvil thing, wasn't it? He used to stroke his beard.
So I'll probably let go next.
No worries. Just for let's for the Sony ponies that are in the room. Let's have some Sony stuff for some people. So obviously with my Sony stuff, I try to just buy things that are only on Sony, and this is technically was only on Sony, but you can now play Game Pass, or you could play Game Pass. I'm not sure if it's still on. So I picked up a copy of Kingdom Hearts 1.5. So this is the mix of Square Enix with Disney. I played some of it when it was on Game Pass, but I've not played it fully the way through. Again, another only on PlayStation title. I think you use your mobile phone as part of it, and that's Hidden Agenda.
Have you played that?
I've not yet, no. So I literally bought it last week, and I've not had a chance to play it.
I played it during the first major lockdown, and it is you sort of make the choices via your phone,
right?
But it's a lot of people didn't like it because of that. But me personally, I actually really enjoyed it.
I'm up for anything like that. I liked the quiz game that you use on your phone. I can't remember what it's called on PlayStation. I played it with me.
Did you ever play Until Dawn?
No, I've got Until Dawn to play.
So obviously, with Hidden Agenda, it's basically a very similar concept where you make choices and it affects it, like Until Dawn. If you appreciate one, you can sort of appreciate the other.
Sounds good. Yeah, let's say I've been trying to get the sort of stuff that's only on PlayStation for PS4, as well as some selected bits. So I think this next one was one of Metal Jesus' hidden gems. And I'm surprised it's so cheap if it was, and that's Grip.
I have played Grip, and you know what? It's not enough people have played it, in my opinion. It is. I would totally agree with Metal Jesus that it is a hidden gem, especially for racers.
I mean, I'm not a big racing game fan, but I like the style of it, where you flip between. Because from what I've seen, you can kind of be racing on the ground, and then you can flip up onto the ceilings and stuff like that.
But have you noticed with the case, you might not have noticed it. Basically, if you look at it one way and flip it over so it's upside down.
Oh yeah, I didn't know it. Cool. And then the last one before I hand back over to you, I've seen a lot of people have been picking this up, and I picked it up before I'd seen a few of the guys picking it up, and that is Velocity 2X. I don't know anything about it, and I picked it up because the artwork on the front drew me to it, and then the style that it looked like on the back, it looked very much like sort of another world type style, and I really liked it. Comes with a soundtrack as well.
The name rings a bell. I want to say I've played it, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think it's got a Vita. I think there's a Vita version of it as well.
That's where I played it.
I know absolutely nothing about it. I just liked the art style, and it grabbed me. So that's why I picked it up.
I didn't play much of it, but I remember the art style was fantastic. From what I remember.
And then I saw a lot of the other guys have been like picking up. I think Retro Ram picked it up, Liam, and a couple of other guys, like maybe Jim Corbana. Again, it's PlayStation 4. I've got a very limited PlayStation 4 collection, and I will eventually get round to it. But yeah, so yeah, do you want me to do a couple more, or do you want to move back across to yourself?
I'll do a couple. I show off a few games, like, one sec, I'll shuffle around here. I'll show like 4 games. You mentioned golf earlier, and I picked up a box copy of Tiger Woods 2000 on the Game Boy Color.
Interesting.
But I'm quite impressed. Right, bear in mind this is a 12-year-old game. The box on this is when I saw the box, the first person I thought of was Rob at 6 Retro by how clean it was. I know he likes his boxes to be as close to new as possible, and the first person I thought was him. So how clean it was. The only downside is no manual, but you don't play the manual.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do Nintendo cardboard, so I buy all my Nintendo stuff cart only, and I'm intended on doing the same with the Mega Drive and Master System. Just space saves it. It saves space, and like you say, you don't play the cardboard and you don't play the manual. So
no, is for me to what I'm starting to do is I always buy a lot of my old stuff from a certain shop in Essex, and with like the Game Boy game, if I'm buying it already in a box protector, I buy it in a box protector already in the box. Other than that, I'll pick it up loose. With like N64, I'm very particular on what I buy. My collection's fucking virtually fuck all, but I'm very picky on what I buy. And NES, it's primarily I buy loose, but if it's a special game, then I'll buy the boxed one. So
that's
talking about NES. But I picked up Terminator 2 for NES.
All right, cool.
Love Terminator 2. The game is probably dog shit, but it's because I love the film. I thought I naturally had to get it. The old PlayStation guys. I'm with my PlayStation 1 collection primarily going for the wrestling games. And this is one I needed, which was WCW Nitro.
It's on my list of
this was, I think I paid, bear in mind no manual, but it was a tenner, which I thought wasn't a bad deal. And the final game before I hand it back to you is I picked up Resident Evil 4 on the way.
I've been told by a lot of people that that's the best version of Res 4.
Yeah.
I own it. I've just not had a chance to play it.
For me, it was the same thing. I got told the same thing. I got told it was like the best version of Resident Evil 4. So again, that's why I had to pick it up, because I had the same thing view, heard that it was the best way to play it. But
that's what I've been told. So,
but yeah, until you actually play it yourself, you don't truly know.
No, and I'm doing a similar thing with the wrestling games. I want to pick up, obviously, the 2K stuff I'm not overly fussed about.
No.
For the PS1, PS2, I'd like to grab some of the. I've got quite a few of the PS2 ones, but I want to grab more of the. Same with the 64. I want to grab more of the wrestling games.
Yeah. With N64, I think, unless someone tells me different, I'm missing 2. But again, I want them boxed. Don't give a shit about condition, but I want them boxed, and that is ECW.
Backstage Assault.
Was Backstage Assault on there 64?
Wasn't Backstage? Yeah, I might have it wrong. I can't remember.
I've got Backstage Assault for PS1, but if that's on N64, then it's now 3 I need. That ECW and WCW World Tour. With World Tour, I see it loose, but I want it boxed.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look whether it was what the ECW game was, because it's on my list to buy. That's why I thought it was Backstage Assault, but that's WCW, isn't it? Hardcore Revolution.
Yeah, I've got Hardcore Revolution for Game Boy, box for the N64. Backstage Assault I do have for the PS1. I think, especially where I am, is trying to find any wrestling game, especially like box. It's not exactly. You think to be more easy than it is, but it's not.
I mean, yeah, it's. I was out with Al. I think we went out Thursday, and I was looking for 64 wrestling games. You know, cart only, because I've no need for a box. Yeah. And yeah, even cart only, they were hard to. I couldn't find them. No. Well, I could, but I own some of them. So
to answer Game Zone Birdman, there is Thunder for PS1. Thunder? Yeah, Thunder. It's got Goldberg on the front cover. I have to think about that then.
Cool.
So it's your turn to go next, sir.
All right. So to keep the Nintendo and the Sony people happy, I'll go with some of the 64 stuff that I picked up. So we were talking wrestling. I picked up a copy of Attitude on the 64. Now I've got Attitude on PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
But again, like I say, I'm a loose cart kind of guy. I'm not. I've got cart protectors. I'll stick them in there, and they stack quite well.
Yeah.
I also picked up a copy of WCW Mayhem. I missed out on a lot of the 64 wrestling games, so I played WrestleMania 2000, and I really enjoyed it when I first had the 64. And there's another WWF game at the time that I played, and I can't remember which one. But at that stage, I was mainly PlayStation 1 for an Xbox guy. PlayStation 1.
I'm literally looking at my box. There's Attitude. There's No Mercy. There's WrestleMania, and there's Warzone.
Warzone it was, because I've got a copy of Warzone. So yeah, it'd been Warzone that I'd have played. And then I picked up a copy of Pokemon Stadium, cart only.
Okay.
I got these sort of end stickers for Christmas, which makes cart only work.
A lot of people got them.
Yeah, I know Give84, he's got them as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get the SNES ones and maybe Mega Drive if they do them. And then I went to local charity shop in my old hometown, so where I'm actually from, and they had this. Now this is only a demo. I think it's the first level, but it's Metroid Prime Hunters. The demo. It was a couple of quid, so I decided to pick it up. Case isn't in the best condition, but it's got everything with it.
Yeah. I mean, from what I know, sometimes it's like a mission or like a small portion of like a big mission. I think it depends on what demo you get.
I'm definitely sure that's sort of the first hunt and nothing else. And then I took advantage of Games 3 for 2 offer, and for some reason this didn't have one of them didn't have the 3 for 2 sticker on, so I picked up this on the Vita, and it's enjoyable on the Vita, but I want to see what it'll play like on the I picked up Tearaway on the Vita, and this is I want to see what it'll play like.
I've played the first, I want to say like first mission, half a mission. It plays very similar to the Vita version, but from what I've played, it doesn't have. It's lost a bit of the charm due to the lack of like touchscreen and stuff. But I need to put a lot more time into that to sort of truly judge it for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's from the makers of Little Big Planet, so you know, Little Big Planet's a decent game. I think Jody Slash is saying it's better on the Vita for the controls. Yeah. I've not played enough of it on my Vita to be fair to say whether it is or it isn't. Yeah. And then again, another PlayStation 4 game that just gripped me with the artwork. I know nothing about it. It's by the looks of things, it's not only on Sony, it's not only on PlayStation. I've asked people about it, and people have said, yeah, they've picked it up, but they've not played it. And that's Valtharian Ark. So I really liked the box art for it.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to become a bit of a sucker for box art. So I think, as much as I keep saying I'm only going to pick up the only on Sony stuff, I don't think I've ever seen Valtharian Ark physically for Xbox, and I don't know whether it even exists for Xbox physically. If it does, I've not seen it.
I don't think I've seen it at all. Well, not in none of my local shops anyway.
So, you know, I'm happy to grab it if it's available digitally on the Xbox. Great, but I'm happy to get it physically for the PlayStation. And then I picked up. Everybody will have played this. They all love the main character. We had the discussion of who was going to play sort of the main character in this in a film, if it was ever made into a film. I think everybody went for Ygritte from Game of Thrones. She's Jon Snow's missus in real life as well. And I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition. And now I know about this game, and I know bits and pieces about it, but I've not played it. It's available on PS Now, and I'm not. It's one of them games. It's gonna take me time to sink. Yeah. You know, it's gonna be a time sink, and I'll probably get more time to play it sort of like when I'm off over Christmas and things like that.
With Horizon Zero Dawn, I was a little bit annoyed because I picked up the normal version from CEX. Right. At the time, they didn't have the complete edition, and then PlayStation done that stay-at-home thing they were doing, and they released the full edition for free, like paper at the time. I'm like, fucking crafty bastards.
So they did that a second time, didn't they? I've been looking at the play at home stuff, and I picked up some of the stuff that was on there, but some of it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
The last PlayStation game, and then all I've got left is Green Spines. Again, artwork sold me on this. I just love the art style on the back, and I'm sure I might have even played the first game. And I picked up The Inner World, The Last Wind Monk. Now, I really liked the art stuff on the back. I really liked the art style. This includes the prequel, which was aside. But again, I know nothing about it. I just liked the whole art style and the artwork.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. I've suddenly become a sucker for PlayStation 4 games.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've let this, especially like me collecting and so forth. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to one console. Then I sort of get interested in like either a console or like an accessory for a console, like the VR. And I started collecting for that. I'm like, so it is strange how sort of your collecting habit changes.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. My collection is 9 times out of 10, and when you see pickups videos, it's going to be more Xbox than anything. But
yeah,
there's some of the Sony stuff that I'm seeing that's starting to kind of creep in that I like the look of. So, you know, I'll eventually have some Blue Spine stuff, but I'll just try and not double dip for the most part. Back to yourself, mate.
Okay, so I'll get the two Without throwing shit. I'll get my 2 box sets out of the way. So the first one is back to when I mentioned wrestling earlier. And I, for the longest time, I was trying to find this in my local, either HMV or CEX. Couldn't then have it in, but I think Friday I went in CEX to get a few DVDs from my mate, and I thought, well, no, I'll check the sports section, and they actually had it in, and that is back to Eddie Guerrero, and that's the Eddie Guerrero box set.
Oh, cool.
So it's 3 discs plus a bonus disc which has his tribute shows on.
Does that have his WCW stuff, or is that all just his WWE stuff?
It has obviously some WCW, some ECW, and obviously WWE.
Does it have any of his New Japan Pro stuff where he played Black Tiger? I think it is.
I think they mention it, but I don't think they actually show much. Obviously, I don't actually.
So there's some epic matches between him and Benoit in Japan.
Yeah,
you've not seen him check them out.
Some of the matches on there, it's like even like his matches versus Dean Malenko and ECW, like classics. Him versus Rey Mysterio in WCW. Quite a few of them are on there. So like, there are some classic matches on the box there.
It's pretty cool then.
Yeah.
I might have to have a look at it. I've got one of the Taker ones, and I've got one of the Austin ones.
Yeah, no, I think now because you have the WWE Network, things like that are cheap. Obviously, a lot cheaper. But I've only got 2 wrestling DVDs in my collection. That and another Eddie one, which is called Cheating Death, Stealing Life, something like that. That's, if you ain't seen that, that's worth a watch and all. It's about an hour and a half, but it's the sort of the information, sort of stuff you see on.
I imagine it'll be on the network, will it? That
probably. I'll double check, but it's some of the things they mention on there. Like there was a point was he in his WWE run, was he having like these sort of drug problems and that. There was a point when Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit went to Jim Ross. So at the time, I think Jim Ross was like head of talent relations or whatever. Basically said like we're worried about Eddie. And Eddie didn't find out until they mentioned it in the interview. He didn't find out until like 2-3 years after.
It's interesting that. So Vicky Guerrero was the interesting one after Eddie had died, and she got a job. I thought she was going to be there for life, pretty much, because I thought Vince was going to look after her. And then she decided to leave, and now she's popped up in AEW, hasn't she? Yeah.
But the thing is, like, Vince pretty much, whether he still sticks with the agreement, but he pretty much said Vicky's got a job for pretty much for life because of Eddie, of how much they loved each other.
That's pretty good then.
Yeah, and the other box set I've got is, I think I mentioned it a few times on other pick-up videos, but I'm getting back into Star Trek. So I pretty much picked up the entire Enterprise, which obviously is 4 seasons.
Is that the one that's on Amazon, Netflix, one of the two?
The one on Netflix, that's Discovery.
All right, okay.
And there's, I think on Amazon, there's like Lower Decks, the cartoon one.
Right. So who's the main captain in Enterprise? It's not Picard, I assume.
It's please fucking say. Captain Jonathan Archer.
All right, okay.
By the time that came out, I actually was getting out of Star Trek, which obviously now getting back into it, I'm now sort of playing catch up with what I missed and what I sort of didn't watch, sort of thing.
You'll be all right in the Tubers group because I think there's quite a few of them who are into Star Trek. I don't mind it. I'm not. I wouldn't call myself a Trekkie, but I can watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Deep Space Nine. I thought Deep Space Nine was pretty good, but
I think with the boxers, I think with them that era type Star Trek, Deep Space Nine is the only one I'm actually missing.
I think in the comments they're saying that it's Scott Bakula that plays him, so he was Sam Beckett in Quantum Leap. I'm probably all right, but I'm more of a face guy than name guy, to be honest. If it is Scott Bakula, then yeah, I know who he is. I might have seen one or two of the episodes, but not a lot.
No, I think what makes me laugh is I think it was the first Star Trek to be cancelled since the original series, which I thought was a bit ironic, to be fair. Like, and now the fact that we've got fucking multiple new series, like you've got Lower Decks, you've got the Discovery, you've got Picard, there's like a new film in development. It's like it's now big money sort of thing.
Yeah, I think the thing is, if you take it on streaming places, it's less of a risk. So they can do it for a series, and if it's not successful, they'll can it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Si's put in the chat, is anyone looking forward to the new Picard? I cannot wait for the new season of Picard because they're bringing back Q, who made a few appearances in Next Generation, and the on-screen sort of chemistry between Q and Picard was like you just couldn't help but you couldn't help but sort of enjoy the storyline, and I think them bringing Q back as a character, I can't wait.
I was laughing at Mark's comment of, has anybody seen Deep Space 69? Well, probably only Mark with his massive porn collection that he's got.
If anyone's seen it, it's Mark, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
How much more you got left to show? I can probably split mine into two.
I can split mine into two if you want to do 2 more rounds. That'll take us to just probably about the 8 o'clock mark, so we're not keeping people from TMB.
Yeah. Do you want to go next, or shall I still carry on?
I'll go next if you want.
If you want.
Right. So I'm afraid, everybody, there's only green spines left. Tough shit. So some of this stuff I picked up because I hadn't heard of it and it was dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Even though I'm going for the backwards compatible set. So first things first, I've picked up a copy of Command and Conquer Red Alert 3. This wasn't cheap, but it wasn't expensive. It's the one that's got...
I remember that being a good game, from what I remember.
Yeah, well, I picked it up and I've got 2 copies of it now. Because I picked it up, not marked it off on my list, and then picked it up again.
Yeah.
But this is the one that's got the stupid big manual in a million different languages. It's the one with the poster, reversible poster. I'm not sure whether the poster's in the other one, but it's. But yeah, I switched the artwork around because I prefer the other side. I own all of these separately, but I didn't own this in this format. I like these first few games of this series. I picked up the Dead Rising collection in a charity shop. I think it was like £3 or something, if that.
Not a bad price, really. For the game you get, it's not a bad price.
Well, that includes Dead Rising 1, 2, and the DLC as well. Off the record.
That makes it better value, then, to be fair.
And then I hadn't heard of this. I'm not into my racing games, but I'd not seen it, so I was just curious.
I've seen it every now and then in CEX, but I've never played it. So,
and then so I needed this for the backwards compatible set. It's about £8 in CEX, and I got it at £3 in a charity shop. So that this has the Lock Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony on it.
I've got the PS3 version of that.
So it's fully complete. It's got the map and everything, the poster. I've played one of these two. I think I've played the Ballad of Gay Tony before. So I think these were the DLC, were DLC at one point.
I played a little bit of Ballad Tony one, but I primarily played Lost and the Damned because at the time I was watching Sons of Anarchy. So
cool. But it's Grand Theft Auto, so it's not gonna be awful. No. And then I got Fatal Inertia. I had to pick it up because I hadn't heard of it. It looks like is it Zero G, the like zero gravity racing style game? It's probably going to be awfully, but
yeah.
And then I grabbed this because I played the first one of these two. I hadn't played the HD remaster, but this is on the backwards compatible list, and it's Zone of Enders, the HD collection. So I think this is a HD remaster of 1 and 2. The Hideo Kojima games. So so they come from his.
There is one of them also on the PS4 because it's PSVR compatible.
Right. Okay. Again, it's part of the backwards compatible list I'm going for Xbox. So I saw it at a reasonable price, picked it up. I think it was at one point. I think it was like £15 to pick it up, but it's dropped dramatically. So yeah. So that's half of the pile that I had left. So
I'll do some Green Spine. Mine is got 4 original Xbox games. Nothing. Well, to me they're not special, but people might think different. One of them is Shell Shock Numb 67.
I've got it on the PS2.
I think it's a shooter, so it's. I'm guessing it's something. It's something half decent.
I don't have it on the Xbox, but I've got it on the PS2.
Yeah. Again, there'll be a theme with these. Conflict Vietnam. Again, another shooter.
I definitely have it.
Again, it's
not a bad game. It's not great, but it's not a bad game. I'll probably find something interesting in the game, sort of make it worthwhile. Another Conflict game, that's Conflict Desert Storm. Again, it's all shell filler at this point. You're buying them on the system that can run better than the PlayStation 2. So.
Yeah. And to end the Green Spine, that is Full Spectrum Warrior.
So Full Spectrum Warrior, I'm pretty sure it's that one that you can talk to. I'm sure there was a version of it that came with a headset. and you could actually talk to your troops and send them to places.
Well, it's saying it's obviously on the back of the where it's got crosses next to ones you can use, and it's saying about you can use a communicator headset. So you're probably right.
I think I'm sure it's that one that you can basically tell your troops where to go, and you're in charge of a team as such.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's similar to what like Brothers in Arms is, but instead of actually using like constructing controls, you're actually saying the controls.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the idea. It's kind of Xbox. OG Xbox was good at pushing that kind of stuff. There's a racing game on the OG where you could set 4 OGs up with 4 TVs, and you could be in like a proper racing cockpit.
Yeah.
And then they had the Steel Battalion, I think, with the massive controller.
Fucking massive controller, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 200 quid, I think. I'm sure somebody posted it in one of the chats. I think it's about 200 quid to buy in CEX.
I know it's not cheap, from what I remember.
They were pushing those kind of things.
Yeah.
So
it's your turn, mate.
Fair enough. More green spines. We'll go older to new. So went out today. Jim had suggested a car boot that's close to me to go and have a look at. This was on my backwards compatible list. It's a tenner to buy in CEX at the minute. I picked it up at £3. It's not sealed or anything. It's just a baggie that's when I bought it from. It's to go with a backwards compatible set. Then, because Big Game Owl said this was a completely awful game, but I decided I wanted to pick it up for the easy 1000G. I picked up a copy of Truth and Lies. So I already have the microphones. I got them in some groups last month. And then I had not seen this game. I've got the first one. I did not know there was a sequel to it. The first one's fantastic. So the minute I went into my local CEX and saw that there was a sequel, I had to pick it up, and that's 99 Nights 3 or N3 2. So it's the sequel to.
I didn't know there was a second one either.
I didn't know there was a sequel, and so when I saw that there was a sequel again, I just had to pick it up. So charity shop pickup. I think this is about £10 to £12 in CEX. I got it at £2 or £3, and that's Minecraft Story Mode. I like my Telltale games, so I probably will enjoy playing this. I like Minecraft. I'm not a huge Minecraft fan.
Minecraft, it's very similar to Wolf Among Us, where it's in a sense where there's got to do other in certain sections you've got to do other things to get the achievements, but it's again like most Telltale games, it's easy to fucking completely G it.
So down to the last few, and again, I picked this up, and I don't know anything about it. I just liked the description on the back, and the artwork suckered me in as it looking like a sort of a horror-esque title, and that is Get Even. So you look to be investigating what looks like a murder. I don't know, to be honest. I liked everything that it's screamed out to me, that it looked like it'd be pretty fun. It looks very horror style. So wanted to have a go on it.
Yeah.
And it was cheap. Then this game, I've got it on Game Pass. Played some of it, and I want to go back to it. And I'm just a bit worried that they might take it off Game Pass if it's not already gone. And that is We Happy Few. Now, I'm not sure whether it will go off Game Pass because Gearbox or Compulsion might now be owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
But it was it was worth picking it up at the £3 that it was. It's rare that you see Xbox One in a charity shop. At least it is for me. If you see them, it's generally FIFAs. That's not a FIFA title.
No.
So it was worthwhile grabbing. The last game I picked up, I've completed on the 360. Absolutely loved it. I want to play it on the Xbox One. It's a fantastic, like, twin stick game, and that's Brothers, Tales of Two Sons.
I have played that, and I will agree, it's a great twin stick game.
It's awesome it's an awesome puzzle game. It's great for kind of sort of move, using the sticks independently to control each brother. I really enjoyed it when I played it on the Xbox One, so Xbox 360.
Yeah. So it's now me. I'm ending it on the sort of break the streak and go with Blue. Obviously, last few months been on a big PSVR kick. So I've picked up three VR games. I'm really should have got sooner, in a sense. Two of them I should have got sooner anyway. First one is Hustle Kings. So it's like a VR but pool game. And I like more and Snook and things like that. So for me, I sort of pretty much had to get it. One game that I really should have got pretty much straight away, but again for some reason didn't, and that is the VR Worlds.
All right. Okay.
This has quite a few smaller games on it. The London Heist, Scavenger's Odyssey, Ocean Descent, VR Luge, and Danger Ball. So it's basically like 5 little sort of games in one. I know a lot of people who have got this have always said about the Ocean one, because it's very much you're in a cage and there's a shark attacking you, trying to get to you while you're in the cage. So at some point,
so my mate's got PSVR. I said I think I've played it. So my mate's got PSVR, and I've definitely played Is it Astrobot?
Astrobot, yeah.
And I've played the horror sort of on rail shooter in the circus type thing. And then I'm sure I played that. So I'm sure I played the shark level, and you get disorientated because you don't know where it's coming from.
No.
I think I've played it. I don't know.
It's a bit unnerving, especially if you do have a fear of sharks. It makes it sort of worse. Because, like you said, you don't know when it's going to come and try and attack you, sort of thing, or try and attack you anyway. But again, it's one of the games I should have got sooner. And the last game for today will be, quite surprisingly, still sealed, and that is VR Skyrim.
The game that is porting every system and every forward. Which,
down from the back, has got the Dawnguard, Heartfire, and Dragonbone add-ons. I'll probably put it in just to sort of try it, but partly thinking why, because I'll probably play 10 minutes of it and think that's not a bit of me. So just titles, I might keep it sealed. But we sort of see how things go.
Yeah, fair enough, mate.
That's pretty much me.
Yeah, I'm done with what I had to show for the cups. But yeah, I don't know what have you got coming up channel wise.
I might stream a bit more GT Sports. I've been enjoying that recently. Other than that, it'll be like more pickups if I get any, or VR responses. Really. What about yourself?
Just more of the usuals, the Evercade stuff, the retro gaming bits and pieces that I've been doing. Same as you, pickups, VRs. Nothing majorly special to come, I don't think. I'm hopefully going to get some more of the film stuff done. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of films recently and not actually been analysing them to do as a review. So I think we're considering doing the next live shelf game next week, I think. We're going to contemplating doing it after TMB, but Steve, yours is one of the next two that's on the list. I've got to watch the thing first. I bought it, I found it, I just got to get around to watch it. But yeah, I've just been busy, so getting things done for YouTube is comes second fiddle. Unfortunately, like everybody else, I have to be employed, and otherwise I can't do the pickups that I've been doing. So So, question comes: who are you handing over to?
So obviously the Game Shack passed it on to me, and I am now going to be passing on the duties of doing the next live pickups over to Cy, old Ginger Hippie Gaming, and whoever he chooses as his guests. So, but I knowing Cy, he will do a good job.
Sounds good. Good guy to pass over to.
I was proper struggling on who to pass it on to, but I thought Cy would do. I knew Cy would do a good job.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, and I think that's a great way to end the video, my good sir.
Fair enough, mate. It's been good. Thanks for having me on.
Mate, it's always a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Hopefully everybody can jump into the TMB premiere and see everybody in the chat in there.
Yeah. So that's one of the big reasons why we sort of try to squeeze it in before they sort of start, sort of thing. So I would like to thank everyone who has watched tonight, everyone who has commented. I do like to apologise if I haven't read any of them, but I have been keeping an eye on them, so I'm not completely ignoring you. And then thank you Paul for joining me. And I hope to see you guys very soon. I don't remember how to end it now.